Blessing stackings can get a little bit confusing. So in this video, I'm going to be showing you a step-by-step guide on how to blessing stack an item and how to save the most lucent doing it. And you guys can just follow this video if you guys need to as a guidance. So let's just jump into it. So here we have my character, and I'm going to be upgrading the first light pants. The first you want to do is find the piece that you want to upgrade. Here I'm going to be showing guys the pants, but you guys can choose whatever you guys want to. If it's legs, accessories, don't choose weapons because they're going to be cheap. Don't choose where you have a heroic. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to select a trait on that piece, which is range endurance. I'm going to find whichever costs 10 lucent, which is the T1 epic, because T1 blue gives 40 blessing each, T2 blue gives 60 blessing each, and T1 epic gives 80 blessing each. So the T1 epic is actually the best one to get if you can get for 10 lucent. And this one I can get for 10 lucent, and I'm just going to buy off 15 first. And the reason for just buying off 15 at the start is because when you buy out and you start blessing stacking that I'm going to be doing right here, you have a 10% chance to hit the great success. So every time I hit enchant here, you will see I'll get 80 blessings. So I'll just keep doing this over and over again. I'm hoping that I don't hit the 10% level up, because every time I level up like this, when I get 4 out of 4, I have to unlock a new trade, which is going to cost me like 50-60 lucent, which I don't want to. So this is how I do it. I just keep doing this, and then here I got unlucky twice. I hit 10% 2 times, so it's 3 out of 4 already. So the range endurance is almost at 4 of 4. So what I'm going to be doing here is, instead of buying 15 again or 10 pieces at once, I'm only going to be buying 3 pieces or 2 pieces at once, because if I get unlucky and I hit 10%, let's say I buy 10 pieces, right, which is going to be 100 lucent, and imagine I get unlucky and I hit the success on the first piece, that means I just wasted 100 lucent. So this is why it gets a little tedious when you get out of 3 out of 4, because then you have to be kind of careful, just buy 2 pieces or 3 pieces at once. Remember, when you're blessing stacking, try to only blessing stacks on 10 lucent. On the T1 epic, you can do also the blue piece, because the blue piece is a lower chance to actually enchant your gear, but you kind of want to enchant your gear at the same time, because you want to have 4 out of 4 on all your trades when you're done, because that will give the most blessings later on when you transfer it to the tier 3, which I'll explain later. But this is what I'm going to be basically doing to the gear. Just keep feeding it until I'm going to try get 4,000 blessing, because we don't know what tier 3 will require, but 4,000 we set up because my gear, when I transfer it, which I will show later, we give another 2k. So here, instead of buying 2, I buy 3 pieces. Kind of risky, because if I get unlucky here, I just wasted 20 lucent, because it's hard to sell these pants. Maybe they will sell faster now because people are blessing stacking. But if you hit this, okay, good, and now we're already at 1440. So we're halfway there, and the lucent we've used so far is 200 lucent, because we started on 4,402. So we're halfway there. So we're gonna be probably like gonna cost us around 500 600 lucent to fully blessing stack this. It does get a tedious, and I'm actually hoping that we get a little bit lucky here, so I can start working on the next trade, because it's much easier just leveling it up to 15. But this is how you're basically gonna be doing it with your gear piece. You just make sure you have the piece and also lock it to make it a little bit easier. And there we go. We're at 1760 now. Gotta keep going, hoping to not spy 2 here, and then just hoping that we don't overbuy, right? Because the whole point of this is to save lucent. So if you just, there we go. See, we hit 1 and now we wasted 10 lucent, because we bought 2 of those. Imagine if I bought 5, I'd have wasted 40 lucent. And now what you want to do is you want to find the next cheap trade. So I have first light pants. So I'm going to search up first light pants, and I would need the extracts of the first light pants. And I'm going to find a cheap trade. Range evasion is a cheap trade because it costs 10 lucent on the T1 epic. I checked this already, so you want to make sure you're checking the T1 epic. And then I'm going to unlock the next trade with this. It's going to put me back 60 lucent right here. And then you do the exact same thing, just with T1 now instead of T2. So you do range evasion. There we go. And then we're going to search up legs, and then we're going to make sure that we do T1 epic, and then they're 10 lucent, and now we can do the exact same thing. And this time again, I'm going to start with just buying out 15 or 10 at once, because we're hoping that you know, if you get super lucky and you just hit like 3 in a row, you're still gonna waste lucent. So I usually do like 10 or 15 lucent each. I mean 10 or 15 pieces each. That way you're kind of safe, right? So you, and the thing is, you kind of want to hit, like I said earlier, you kind of want to make sure that you get a little bit lucky and you hit the 10%, because by hitting 10%, you kind of want to, in a best case scenario, I want to have like 4,000 blessing with max traits, because remember, each trait you have also gives you extra blessings. So, but it's like a gamble at the end of the day, like you're gambling. So you want to be, if you're best case scenario, you hit 4K blessing and you hit full trait, but that's not going to happen. So we're just trying to get as close as possible, basically. That's the whole point of it. Just get as close as possible with the blessings. So you just keep buying, and hope that we can hit sometimes the range evasion and sometimes not. And this is, again, you can do for whatever piece you want. So let's do, again, pants. Just keep leveling them up. We're 2.5k already. Getting 80 blessing per piece, which is good. Like, my guess is it's going to require like around 7 or 8k blessings for tier 3, most likely. But you're going to save insane amount of lucent on this. So we're already at 3.360, which is really good. So we can buy it again. But that, and we here at this point, I'm almost at 4k, so I would wish to hit more lucks here to get max range evasion, because it's going to help me on the blessing stack later. So here we go again. Nope. Nothing. Okay, so we got really, in my opinion, really lucky, because the range evasion is still 1 out of 4. And we kind of want it to be at least 3 out of 4 or 4 out of 4 at this point. So it's not the best luck right now, but at the same time, we could have had 4 out of 4 or 4 out of 4 on all the trades, so that would be bad too. So now, here, I should get 4k blessing right here. Maybe a level up. Nice, a level up 2 out of 4. And then you can keep going to 5k, because we don't know, but I think 4k is a sweet spot, because this is what you're going to do. When you have 4k, and you don't do this until you get the tier 3 epic pants. So if I get tier 3 epic pants, I drop them, I'm in the new update. This is what you're going to do. Sorry. Now you're gonna take the pants that you're wearing, which is max traded, which is my Auric Vanguard pants, because first light pants are level 0. They have to stay level 0, the one you just blessing stacked on. The 4k pants have to be level 0. And then the pants I have, which is my Vanguard pants, I have to take them off because I can't transfer them to show you guys. Don't only do this when you have the new tier 3 pants. Don't do this before then, or you will have to wear like first light pants, okay, without a with the bad traits. So I'm just gonna take them off of each piece, and then I can show you guys how to transfer. So here, if I transfer these, or now I have a tier 3 pants, I will transfer them into the first light. That will give me plus 12 first light pants and additional 2.6k blessings. So 4 plus that will give me 4,000, and then the additional transfer blessings from these pants, because of the max trades and the level 12. And now I can feed my first light pants into tier 3. You understand? So that's basically how you're going to do it. And what you can do is you can also level, if you want even more blessing, I can level up my range, my first light pants to max. Right here, the first light pants to max with buying a bit of lucent, with the lucent by buying range evasion and stuff. So because the more traits you have, the more blessings you get. But that is basically how you do it step by step. Like I said, if the T1 epic is more expensive and it costs like 15 lucent, 16, probably go for the blue, T2 blue. But do you want to get it for 10 lucent? And if you watched my video, I used, to get the 4k blessing, I used 622 lucent, because I had 4.4k lucent when I started, and I ended with 3.782, so it cost 622, and that is by using the 10 lucent each. So this will give me enough blessings. So when I get my tier 3 piece, what's going to happen is I get my pants, I transfer them over, and I'll have a bunch of blessing on them, and then all I will need is cheap cheap epic T2 trades, and then I can make that into max it out with a trade, basically tier 3. So on my tier 3 gear, I can get max melee endurance, range endurance, or a max HP, for example, for very cheap. And if I didn't do it this way, it's going to cost me probably several thousand lucens instead of like 1k lucen. So that's why how you do it, step by step guide. Hopefully that was easy to understand. Only do it for certain pieces. If you feel like there's certain pieces going to be expensive, which is accessories and stuff, do it for them, but don't overdo it. Thanks for watching. Make sure to check out this video right here, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.